All right, welcome in as we start to review our Week 9 games, getting ready for our Week 10. It's hard to believe the season goes by as quickly as it does. We're already into double digits, and only after this Friday, there'll only be 2 games left. So it's time to lock in. We got a lot of important ball games coming up, and then obviously the playoffs get started. But a lot of important ball games over these next 3 weeks as teams vie for playoff positioning. So got to be on top of our game. One of our point of emphasis will continue to be all season long will be pre-snap movement and pre-snap awareness. And I'll be honest with you, we didn't have a great week on that front. First play here, this wingback is pretty clearly going forward. I know we don't have the great angle here, but you can kind of see when he starts his motion, he's standing at about the 23, and by the time the ball is snapped, he's at the 21 and a half, 22. This is just a little bit too much. I don't want us to necessarily nitpick this kind of stuff, but he's pretty clearly moving towards his opponent's goal line when this ball is snapped. And we just got to get a foul here for illegal motion. You can see this play goes for a touchdown. And we just got to have a flag here for illegal motion. This would have to come from the short wing on the near side. The referee just does not have a good angle at whether he's moving laterally or not. The referee can't really help with this, so it's going to have to come from the short wing on the near side who he's running towards. But we got to pick this up as an illegal motion. Play 60, you can just see if they're going to run a trick play, and that's anything special, right? This is a trick play per se, maybe not, but you're going to run a special formation, kind of a polecat formation. You're going to play these kind of games, you get strict scrutiny. And you can see this receiver, number 2, they all come over here. Number 2 is never set when the ball gets snapped. They've got to get everybody set for 1 full second, and they get strict scrutiny on this. And you can just see number 2, especially here, is just never, ever truly set. We just got to get a flag down here for an illegal shift and go ahead and penalize that. Play 109, a little bit of a different situation. You could see that this receiver, the third receiver in, this guy right here, is still, when does he get set? By the time he's fully set, the running back is still in motion. So they got to get everybody fully set before they send the man in motion, and they don't do that. He's still working, the wide receiver is still working to get set while they send the running back in motion. So there's a period where they have 2 players in motion. And if you at any point have 2 players in motion, everybody must get fully set. They don't comply. This is an illegal shift. We got to get a flag down. We've got to enforce this rule as it's written. And then play 102, similar situation. Now this one we do pick up, so a good pickup here. This is a correct call for illegal shift because similar situation, they send the running back in motion before the receiver gets set. The receiver is still in motion, then they send the running back, and so they have not complied with the rule. They've got to get this player set before they send the man in motion, and you can see a flag comes in from the short wing on the near side. So we correctly flag this. 4th and 1, this is a big call, but it's correct. We can't just ignore the rule because it's 4th and 1. It's a foul. Whether it's 4th and 1 or not, it's a foul. So good job to call this. And one thing I also like is you do see the short wing on the far side. He's working his way to the line to gain. Go ahead and get there, but we do get to the line to gain. Now this foul is obviously going to be declined, but we do a good job picking that up. The next thing I want to talk about as far as pre-snap movement is referees. We probably need to do a better job of calling false starts on the quarterbacks. And we can warn perhaps one time, but this type of activity is illegal. So I want us to watch the quarterback here as he does his hard count. He drops his whole body, and that's not legal. You can give a hard count. You can clap as hard as you want. You can yell hut. You can yell hike. You can give hard counts. But this body motion simulates a snap. You're not allowed to throw your whole body and dip your whole body as he does here. This simulates a snap, and it's a false start. And I'll show us another example. I'm going to have to rewind this one a little bit. So they send the motion. Look at this exaggerated motion from the quarterback, right? He's allowed to go hard count. He's allowed to do that, but you can't throw your whole shoulders and your whole body violently like this. Everything about that simulates a snap. So quarterbacks are allowed to use a hard count and use their voice as a cadence, but they can't use their body motions and dip their whole body. So I wish we would have called this a false start as well. Play 124. I'd like to say this is a reminder, but unfortunately we missed it, and there was a little bit of a misconception. So you can see that the slot receiver on the near side is on the line of scrimmage, and that's important because the quarterback's in the backfield, the running back's in the backfield, the third guy in is off, and the tight end is off. So they got 4 players in the backfield. So the only way this play is legal, or this formation is legal, is if the slot receiver is on the line of scrimmage, which he clearly is. So both the slot and the outside receiver are on the line of scrimmage. So we all know we call that the slot receiver is covered up. So what does that mean? A covered up receiver cannot go downfield beyond the line of scrimmage on a pass that crosses the line of scrimmage. So that's the first thing. So does he go downfield? No, he stays in the backfield. So we're probably fine there, right? But just even if the ball does not cross the line of scrimmage, an ineligible receiver can never, ever, ever catch a forward pass unless it's been deflected by the defense. But he can never catch a forward pass directly from the quarterback. Whether he catches it behind the line of scrimmage or beyond the line of scrimmage does not matter. An ineligible receiver cannot catch a forward pass from the quarterback. Doesn't matter where he catches it. And unfortunately here, you can see he stays in the backfield, but the ball's not supposed to go to him. The offensive team's drawing this play up for him to be a blocker or a decoy or something else. They're trying to throw somewhere else, but then high school kids being high school kids, the quarterback doesn't see anybody. He says, hey, you're open. Here's the ball. And yes, he catches the ball behind the line of scrimmage, but that does not matter. A covered up receiver can never catch a forward pass from the quarterback. And we just missed this. This is a covered up receiver, an ineligible receiver catching a forward pass. And it is a foul for illegal touching. And so we've just got to get this. I think there's maybe a little bit of a misconception about, well, he called it behind the line. That does not matter. A covered up receiver, an ineligible receiver cannot catch a forward pass. Play 152. Take note of the time and score situation. The home team is leading 36-28 in the fourth quarter with 22 seconds left, and the visiting team is at the plus 30. Right? So what should we be thinking about this? It's obviously a passing down situation. 22 seconds left. They're down 8, right? I just want us to note that. We'll send the play in motion. We're going to look at our left tackle. Our left tackle is clearly 7 to 8 yards standing right next to the umpire when the pass is thrown. This is clearly an ineligible downfield foul. Yeah, we got to call it. I know it's tough. It's 22 seconds left in a one-score game, and unfortunately this pass on 4th and 10 gets caught for the potential game-tying touchdown. It's unfortunate, but the rule's the rule, and we can't ignore the rule. This is absolutely a foul for an ineligible downfield, number 55, standing 8 yards downfield right next to the umpire when the pass is thrown. It's a foul. It's correctly called by the crew here. And you can see the umpire put the flag on the ground. Do we enjoy calling this touchdown back? No, but it's absolutely the correct call. Another thing to note here for our umpires, I don't want our umpires to be the primary on ineligibles downfield. You're the secondary. This is a situation where I have no problems with the umpire seeing this and calling it. He's standing right next to you. You've got number 55 and number 54, it looks like, standing right next to you. It's right there in your lap. I have no problem calling it. The main thing I would say, especially RPOs, umpires stay away from calling ineligible downfield on RPO plays. You're just not going to have a good angle at it. We'd prefer that to come from the short wings. But these drop back passes where the quarterback is clearly in a passing situation, and we all know it, if the lineman's standing right next to you, I have no problems with you calling it. And this is absolutely a correct call and a meaningful call because it called back potentially the game-tying touchdown, and the offense failed to score on the next play. So a big play that we absolutely nailed and got correct. Speaking of getting plays correct, play 98, we get a kickoff, and I circled the player here, and this is clearly a block below the waist, and you can see our flag flying in there, and we get it pretty much nailed the spot of the foul while on a run, tossing a flag in there. So So excellent job there. What I'll say here is I'm not crazy about this coming from the short wing. Now it's correct. I have no problem with the short wing calling it. I would like to see 2 flags because this is a tough one for the short wing to pick up. We'd really kind of prefer our short wings to maybe be over here. Umpire coming into the middle of the field, maybe the deep wing. I'd like to see maybe the deep wing on this one as opposed to the short wing, or the umpire coming into the middle of the field, maybe picking this up as well. I would like to see 2 flags on this. Only the short wing kind of on a run seeing this is not the best. But excellent job at the short wing. Another thing I like about this, we get the absolute correct call. We get the flag on the spot. Another thing to highlight here from the short wing, we continue to officiate. And we come all the way up to the dead ball spot. We don't just stop officiating because we have a flag. We mark the downfield spot. And then we do a good job of not leaving the dead ball spot until after we report the foul to the referee. So great pickup here from a distance. Great job to get this clearly illegal block below the waist. Great job to continue to officiate. So that's the standard we want to set, and a really, really good job here. Play 106. Defenseless receivers are tough. That new rule that came in a few years ago kind of makes our job difficult, right? But remember, this is a hard hit. He absolutely hits him hard. But remember, there are 2 ways out of jail. One is to wrap up, which he doesn't do. He does not, use open hands, which he does not do. He doesn't use open hands. This is a clear hit. It's a hard hit. The second way out of jail is to wrap up. And this is tough, but if you slow this down, the defender is clearly, he's got his head to the side, he's got his arms out, and he's making a wrap-up tackle, right? There's no launch. There's no forceful explosion upward leading with the shoulder. It's a hard hit, but football sometimes is a tough sport, right? There's a reason we wear a helmet and pads. Sometimes football can be a little violent, but he's not trying to use violence here. He is clearly attempting to wrap up, but he's just doing so in a way that causes a hard hit. So this is a correct no call for an illegal hit against a defenseless receiver. If the offensive coach asks, your response is the defensive player attempted to wrap up, and I think makes a pretty good wrap-up tackle here. So correct no call on this play. Play 74, it's going to be the slot receiver. I had it circled, I thought. It's going to be the slot receiver. I want us to watch the slot receiver on the near side. There's your circle. The slot receiver on the near side, that's going to have our eyeballs, right? You can see he runs his right here. There's a linebacker, and he just bull rushes and throws the linebacker down. Linebacker did nothing to him. The offensive player just sees the linebacker, says, screw you, tosses him to the ground. And then, as you see, they then throw the ball. And at that point, the flag comes in. And that's what I like about the play, right? It's over. Instead of just throwing this flag immediately, process the play and ask yourself, did it have an impact on the play? Because if this happens, and then as soon as you see it, the ball's being thrown to this receiver, no foul, because it had no impact on the play. I'm not saying they necessarily have to throw to this receiver for it to be a foul. If he wipes this receiver out and then the quarterback runs around for 3, 4, 5 seconds, and the fact that this linebacker can't cover somebody else, and then he throws it to another receiver, you got my support for an offensive pass interference. But we do want to consider, does it have an impact on the play? So we get the contact, which is illegal, and then we take our time, and then once he throws to this receiver, it absolutely has clear impact on the play, and that's when we see our flag come in from the back judge. So excellent job here. This is an excellent job from our back judge. Go ahead and getting this play in the middle of the field, seeing this action, seeing the foul, and then being patient with the flag and throwing when it actually matters and makes an impact on the flag. On the play. So an excellent job here for an offensive pass interference call. Play 32. We're going to skip 32. We're going to, and that's it. I think we covered everything. So that's all of our plays this week. We covered 32 already. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you learned something, and good luck in your Week 10 games, and enjoy the rest of the season.